Right here, one more shot.
They gotta give us that insta like right now.
There it is.
Oh my god!
Whoa! Just got a fucking red screen. Got another red screen. What the fuck, man? Yo, what's up YouTube? It's TheeFrenzy, and today I'm bringing you guys a game that me and Dr. Dro played recently on Die Rise. We ended up getting the no power record this game, and for those of you guys that don't know what that means, it basically means that we played without turning on the power so that we can't buy stuff like perks, pack-a-punch, and access various parts of the map. Now, the first thing that you guys might be thinking is, how the hell do these guys have 6 perks in that footage that we saw earlier? And well, I'm going to explain that here in a minute, but first, I want to go over a few things before that. So, I want to explain to you guys exactly how we got set up in this video because it's pretty complicated how you actually get set up doing this challenge, in case you guys actually wanted to play this challenge as well, just like how we did. So on round 1, me and Dr. Dro immediately went down the service elevator so that I could access the bank and build the solidifier. However, while I was doing that, he was standing by the elevator with the last zombie, and the reason for this is because once I built the gun, I would then jump off the map with it, which is, of course, how I took my one and only down, which was on round 1, because I had to take one for the team, in case you guys were wondering. Like, I didn't actually down by zombies or whatever. We basically had double zero downs or whatever, but, you know, it's whatever. It doesn't really matter. However, the reason why I did jump off the map is because, well, I can't access the service elevator again without having a trample steam, and I can't get to the top of the map without riding the elevators, which would involve me turning on the power, and considering we're doing a no power challenge, I can't exactly do that. But after this, Dro killed the last zombie so that I could spawn back in near him, which is by the service elevator. So it's a pretty genius strategy, right? Like, you know, the one guy can't get back there, so the other guy just camps, waits for his teammate to bleed out, and then spawns him back in over there. It's a really great strategy, in my opinion, and this is the only way that you can really play out this map, because all the good strategies that you can do are by getting to the top of the map. So after you guys reach the spawn room, you'll want to build the trample steam and then grab one so that you guys can fling yourselves across the map and get new trample steams and do other stuff if you guys need to do that. But once you do that, go ahead and drop down to the hole in the ground so that you guys can go ahead and hit the box and try to get the solidifier back. And if you guys get lucky enough to do that, then congratulations, you're pretty much ready to start the strategy. Also, one thing that I forgot to mention was how I said earlier that I was going to tell you guys how you can get all 6 perks doing this no power challenge. And so since you guys acquired the trample steams earlier, you guys can now use them during the crawler rounds to try to get perks, because in order to get the perks from the crawler rounds, you have to complete the round without actually missing a single bullet. So using the trample steams is a really effective way to get around that, because it insta kills the crawlers, and it just makes it a lot easier, because then you don't need to shoot, because, well, you can't miss a shot if you never shoot one, right? So as for the strategy that we did in this game, we did the old co-op strategy where one person runs the spot and kills all the zombies, and then the other guy just sits in the corner waiting for the other player to go down so that he can, you know, maybe swoop in for a revive or something and try to help out. But unfortunately for Dro, I never actually went down in this game. And wait, hold on a second. We actually have the Dro cam up in the top right. Let's take a little look at exactly what he was doing in this game. And, wait, what? Is that a fucking pause screen? What the fuck? Anyway, so the reason why this challenge is even remotely difficult is because if the guy does go down running the spot, then you actually have to wait until the next crawl round to get your perks back, because if you remember, this is actually a no power challenge, and, well, I can't just buy my perks if I do go down. Not only that, but if you're not really good at chaining with the solidifier, then you'll eventually run out of ammo, especially in the 80s and the 90s. And I think that on round 99 or something, there was about 20,000, or not, sorry, not 20,000, there was about 2,000 zombies per round. So you've got to think, if you start off with initially about 40 shots in the solidifier, you need to get about 50 kills per shot, which is kind of hard to do. You need to try to make that ammo last the whole entire round. So you need to get some good chains going if you aren't going to trade out the gun, because you can't actually trade out the gun in this challenge without having a huge risk of possibly never getting it back, because you can't access one of the 3 box locations on this map. So there's 3 box locations, and one of them is at the hole in the ground where you're running at in the other room next to you, and then there's another one at the rooftop with the dragon on it, and then there's another one in the sushi bar, and you can't actually access the sushi bar in co-op if you drop down to this low of if you drop down to the lower levels of the map, like how we're over here, without actually turning on the power, because you need the quick revive elevator or the other elevator in the room right next to it in order to actually access the sushi bar. So trading out the gun in co-op is really not a possibility. So if you do have to do that, then you'll have to resort to either just ending the game or running a trample steam strategy, which is a little more difficult than what we actually had to do here for the first initial 100 rounds. But actually, after round 100, on round 101, we did eventually have to switch over to a trample steam strategy, because we were going to run out of ammo with the gun, and the zombies don't die by only 1 shot of the solidifier. After a while, they actually take even more than that. So the strategy that we did after round 100, now this is not that much different compared to what we were doing before, except for the fact that instead of me just killing them off individually with the solidifier, I would actually hoard up all of the zombies so that Dro could fling himself across the map on my trample steam that I had placed down. So he would then go to the rooftop with the dragon on it, and then go back to the trample steam room to retrieve a trample steam, so that he could then drop down to the hole in the ground again to where I was, place his trample steam down so that I could run the zombies into it. But unfortunately, what happened in this game, and like what caused us to game over or whatever, was the fact that we got a G spawn or some sort of script error or something like that on like the first 3 horde ups of the round, which was kind of unfortunate. I've never had it happen that early, and I think the only time that I actually did have it happen to me before was with Figsu on round 107, whenever we played a co-op game like 3 years ago. But yeah, I had a lot of fun playing this game and doing this strategy. I really felt like it was like 2014, 2013 again, doing the old school Die Rise co-op, running where, you know, one guy's at the hole in the ground, running the spot, and then the other guy's just chilling out, watching movies on Netflix and stuff, just kind of waiting for the other guy to go down and stuff. But yeah, I'm also going to post the full gameplay of my solo game, and I'm going to do some commentary over it, also explaining some in-depth things on like why I did certain stuff and whatever, because I've gotten a lot of comments on that video telling me to post the full gameplay because they're really unfamiliar with how I was able to maneuver around the map and stuff like that, and do other stuff. But yeah, anyways, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I really hope that you guys are, well, enjoying all of my videos, I guess. But yeah, guys, I'm TheeFrenzy, and I'm out. Peace. And we ended up getting the no power record in this game. And for those of you guys that don't know what that means, it basically means that we played... What the fuck is so funny?